Hey everyone, this is Munir, your go-to sales coach for helping you dominate Dubai's real estate scene. If you caught part 1 of this video, you already know how to flip market objections into opportunities considering the regional tensions. We've covered the conflicts, inflation jitters from Fed rate cuts, and also the shipping hikes via the Strait of Hormuz closure. We've also talked about the surging oil prices and those massive 2.5 billion dirham daily transactions, proving the market is still alive even now. But if you didn't catch that video, the link is in the description and I advise you to go and watch that first, as it will help you a lot, and then come back here again. So, stage 2, we're going deeper on how to handle the client objections one-on-one. And yes, convincing them to come to the table in this climate is tough, I get it. But I know you'll agree with me that Dubai is no longer a safe option, because that is what the Western media wants you to think. There are hundreds of missile interceptions, reports of debris falling and slowed economic activity, yet Dubai still stays resilient. So all that Dubai is done and dead nonsense is all nothing but false exaggeration. Because March alone saw 13,500 deals worth 43.5 billion dirhams, showing that buyers are still moving with the right guidance. Now that guidance has to be you. You have to be the guide, and confidence should be your superpower here. And I'm here to teach you how to hold their hand like a parent guiding a child and build that unshakable trust and convince them that you're the best guy in the market in order to bring them to the table. So, let's turn scared prospects into signed deals. First things first, clients in uncertainty crave certainty. Someone who gives calm assurance, and that's you. Clients are like kids in a storm and they need a parent to say, I've got this. Again, that's got to be you. And so your tone, your posture and your words should all scream expert. No waffling or excuses like the other agents do make, and I've seen it all before and I'm sure you've seen it as well. Now remember, weak agents will always flop in tough markets by avoiding the hard conversations, and you can win by leading the clients in this situation. But how? Look, there's no secret sauce here. Just prepare like a pro, be the most confident person in the room, and learn the market inside out. That's one of the most important things that a lot of agents in this market forget. They just take the call and they go with it. And Dubai's fundamentals at the moment are solid. The population is booming, there's diversification into tech and finance, and Dubai has a great history of rebounding stronger after every single crisis. So it's nothing new here, it's just a different crisis. So let's get back to this. When they say, I'm scared of the conflict, you need to respond. I totally get that, Mr. Client. The news is intense with strikes and volatility. But I've navigated markets like this before, and Dubai's seen tensions, yet values have doubled in the last decade alone. So, Mr. Client, let's focus on your goals, and I'll guide you at every step of the way. And this will position you as a trustworthy leader and not just another agent in the market like every other agent they've spoken to already. Now here's something you need to get into your head. Don't build those objections. You need to listen like their life depends on it, because it does. This is an important decision they're making in their life, whether it's the first or the 10th time they're investing. In uncertain times, objections are not roadblocks. They're actually cries for reassurance. So clients might say something like, I want to wait for the market to stabilize, but what they mean is fear of regret or financial risk. So you've got to ask clarifying questions. For instance, Mr. Client, tell me more about that. Is it the economy? Is it the rates? Or is it something personal? And this is going to let you find the real reason. And you have to use empathy to build rapport as well. Otherwise, there is no trust in the process. You can say, I hear you, Mr. Client. This conflict is shaking everyone, with expats also reconsidering whether to stay or not. But as your guide, my job is to hold your hand through the full process. So then the next step is to pivot to solutions, and here's what you need to focus on. Share real stories of clients who have bought in the past during dips and even won big. That's the most important thing, is proven evidence. So you educate them without overwhelming them, using simple data. For example, Mr. Client, even now, mid-segment properties are still holding steady, and post-conflict, we will see a surge as demand hits home and everyone comes rushing to the market all at once. This will make them feel secure, it's going to make them feel seen and ready to trust you over other hesitant agents, because the rest of the agents are hesitant and you have to be the most confident one. So, the core of all this, and you need to pay attention now, because this is important, because what I'm about to tell you is something a lot of people are not going to like. Hand-holding. Yes, it sounds cringy and silly, but it's reality, and that's how it is. And you've got to treat clients like a child learning to walk. You've got to be supportive and patient, but also very firm in moving forward, because in this instance, you are the expert and the parent as well. And they are the inexperienced and the child in this scenario. You've got to break the process into small steps. First, on the call, say to them, "Hey Mr. Client, let's start small," and ask easy questions along the lines of, what does your ideal property look like? Do you have a set budget, or are you quite flexible? And what sort of timeline are you working on? And you can build from there. So you've got to convince them by painting the secure path. Say to them something like, "I'll be there with you from viewings to closings and even virtual tours if needed. I'll also negotiate the deals, and I'm going to connect you to the financial pros and mortgage consultants handling all the rates if you need that in the end." And finally, to bring them to the table, you've got to create urgency at this point, but do it gently. Inform them that waiting risks higher prices once the situation is back to normal and demand is exploding. And we've seen it before during COVID and other times. So end with something like this: "Mr. Client, let's schedule a viewing this week. I'll handle all the details for you and I'll put it in your diary." This guiding approach will differentiate you completely, while other agents are struggling to handle initial objections because they aren't even prepared in advance. So you have to look at it yourself like this: you're the confident parent pushing them towards their dream safely. Now, let's take the next step. Here is a real life scenario on how to handle clients for Dubai real estate. Scenario number 1. The client says, "There is too much uncertainty with the war and the market, and I don't care if there is a ceasefire. I'll still wait." You should say with confidence, "I completely understand, Mr. Client. The conflict is concerning, with impacts on oil and shipping. But waiting could mean missing low entry points. And remember, Dubai is a relative safe haven with strong infrastructure. Let's map out your options over a coffee, and I'll guide you through the rest of the way, through the pros, the cons, and also the safeguards that I'm going to put in place to make sure we do this right. And in the end, it's up to you, with no pressure from my side." Scenario 2. Client says, "Prices might crash." You respond with, "Fair, but the real data shows that transactions are up 9% year over year. And as your partner, my job is to monitor daily and advise you on the timing. So trust me to protect your investment like it's my own money, and like I did for my other clients." And at this point, you have to add a story about one of your clients that you've done this with before. And these turn negativity into momentum, showing that you're the secure and trustworthy choice. To sum it all up, make sure you understand this. In this climate, situation and reality, clients will not move without a confident handholder. You've got to be that guy, you've got to be the guide that gives the assurance and listen deeply. And then you've got to guide them step by step through the full process and use facts to build trust. And believe me, you'll be the one outshining the weak agents who hide behind excuses, and you'll be the one closing the deals while they stall on the other side of the table. So if this video fired you up, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and ask your doubts freely in the comment section below. And in my next video, I'll show you a live call where I'll speak to a client who was not ready to buy a few days back. For now, go learn, build some confidence, go hold those hands, and get off YouTube.